I mean, let's be real, who among us doesn't own a few action figures of spiritual leaders? Photo: The Toy Hunter. Star Trek has never been the most toyetic of franchises. Cool ships, weird aliens, big teams of characters to collect, sure, but it's a franchise about exploration and science more than it really is about action. That's not stopped Star Trek toy lines though, leading to some very weird merch. Like this exciting figure of an alien monk. I never really had any of Playmate's Star Trek figures when one was growing up in the 90s. I was a bit older than the target audience by the time I really discovered the franchise. You may be surprised to hear that I was a Star Wars kid growing up, so the company's range of Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, and Voyager figures passed me by. This is why, when I was looking up pictures for an essay about Deep Space Nine's use of the Bajorans as the template for a Star Trek show from a non-Federation perspective, specifically, pictures of some of the Bajoran Videk silly Pope hats, I was amazed to find this. I can't tell what the sadder thing in this packaging is, the Bajoran action base, or the Videk Burrell Pog knockoff. Photo: The Toy Hunter. The toy at the very top of the Christmas list for every kid, aged 4 and up, in 1994, a Videk Burrell action figure. DS9 fans will know Burrell as the milquetoast, yet well-meaning, popular foil among the spiritual leaders of Bayor's unnamed faith to Videk, eventually Kai Wynn, who was more of a sinister, sneaky political opponent that would go on to be a villainous figure in the show's wider philosophical storylines. Burrell was just a nice, dull guy in a robe who Kara eventually developed a brief and equally dull relationship with before he was killed off. Presumably because he was a bit dull. Not really the first character you'd leap at the chance to get an action figure of, is it? I mean, when you're listing a goddamn candle holder as one of his hot accessories, you know you're getting desperate. But like I said, the characters of any Star Trek show aren't really what you'd consider prime action figure candidates in the first place. They're not really soldiers, they're scientists and engineers, captains and pilots, characters prized for their ability to talk their way out of situations and only very occasionally phaser their way out of them, too. It's hard to convey those traits in a playable action figure, because let's be real, most kids playing with action figures want to smush them together in a grand battle, rather than recreating the finer details of Federation treaties or what have you. Still, there have to be a zillion other Star Trek characters worthy of an action figure before poor Videk Burrell ever was. I'd make a joke about him or an action figure, but hey, they apparently did one of those too, so what do I know?